Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be solving today's lead code question, which is number of island. So we are given a grid which will consist of m cross n grid, and then it will consist of ones and then zeros. One means it is going to be a land, and then zero means it is going to be a water. And then we need to find the number of islands which are present in this particular grid. So island in the sense it is going to be a land, and then the land is going to be surrounded by water, and then we can assume that four edges of the grid are surrounded by water, which is number of islands. So we are given a grid which consists of m cross n grid, and then there will be ones and then there will be zeros. One means it will be a land, and then zero means it will be a water, and then we need to find the number of islands which are present in this particular grid. So island in the sense it is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting the adjacent lands horizontally or vertically. You may assume that all four edges of the grid is surrounded by water. What does that mean is, suppose let's say we are given this particular grid. Now we have different land parts which will consist of like one of the land is this one. So this will be one island, and then this will be one island, and then this will be one island. Why? Because it is connected by a four direction. One is leftwards, and then right, and then up, and then down. So these are the four directions we need to check for connecting between the land. Suppose let's say we have land here, and then when we have adjacent land, then we can say that this belongs to the same island. And then let's say we have one more land which is like down, then we can say that these two lands are connected, and then we can say that these two are connected with the same island. And then if we have one more land, these are connected, so we can say that this particular land is one island. And then let's say if it is diagonal, suppose here we have one and then here we have one, then this land is not connected. Why? Because these are connected diagonally. So we should not take the diagonal direction. We should only take the up and then down and then right and then left. So whenever we are doing the traversal, suppose let's say we have one here. Now we need to complete all the ones which are connected to this particular one. Suppose let's say I start here. Now I need to complete this one, and then all the ones which are connected to this one again. Suppose let's say I start here, and then I'll visit this particular one, and then when I visit this particular one, I'll check the upwards and then rightwards and then downwards and then leftwards. And then one more thing we should take care is, suppose let's say one is already visited, that means we will not take the one which is already visited. So whenever the land is visited, we are going to mark this particular one as 2, so that if it is 2, then we can say that that particular land is already visited. So we'll traverse this, and then will mark this as 2. Now we can say that this is not 1, so we'll not be doing the traversal, and then we'll be doing the traversal for this, and then we'll be doing the traversal for this, and then we'll change everything to 2. And then afterwards we'll increment for one DFS travels, one DFS traversal, we are going to increment the number of islands. So for this whole traversal, we are going to take 1 as our answer, because we are doing only one DFS traversal. And then we'll go through all the zeros again, and then again we'll start from this particular one, and then we'll do the DFS traversal for this which are connected to this particular one. So no other cell is connected to this particular one which is of land, so we'll be adding only one here again. And then again after this we are going to mark this as 2, and then we are going to go for the next island, and then we are going to do the DFS traversal for this. So we are going to mark this as 2, and then again we will go to this, and then again we are going to mark this as 2. So whenever we are doing the DFS traversals, we'll check four conditions, like we'll go to right, and then we'll go to up, and then we'll go to down, and then we'll go to left. And then whenever we did the DFS traversals, we are going to get XY coordinates for the next cell, which is going to be x comma y. And then for this x comma y, we are going to check the conditions that it should be inside this particular grid. That means it should be x should be greater than or equal to 0, and then y should be greater than or equal to 0, and then x should be less than the number of rows, and then y should be less than the number of columns, And then we should check one more thing is grid of xy should be equal to 1. That means whatever the cell we are visiting, it should be a land, and it should be a non-visited land. So we are going to check that x and y equal to 1. Then we are going to do the DFS traversal from the particular node by marking this particular node as visited by taking grid of ij equal to 2. So for this, if we do the time complexity, it is going to be big of m into n, and then if we come to the space complexity, we will not be using any extra space, so it will be big of 1 itself. But if we come to the recursion, it might take big of mn. Why? Because we'll use the recursion where we have all the cells which are there in the stack. So let us see this particular code. So we are going to take the grid, and then we'll be having answer equal to 0, and then m equal to grid dot size, and then n equal to grids dot 0 dot size. And then we'll go through each row, and then we'll go through each column, and then let's say if the grid of ij equal to 1, then we can say that this island is not visited, so let's visit all the land which is belongs to this particular island. So to visit all the lands which are connected to this particular island, we are going to do of we are going to check the 4 directions, which are going to be like -1 comma 0, and then 1 comma 0, and then 0 comma 1, and then 0 comma -1. So these are going to be my directions. Suppose let's say when I want to move right, that means we are going to increment 1 for the column, and then we are going to keep the 0 as our row. So similarly, for other directions, it is going to be -1 comma 0, and then 1 comma 0, and then 0 comma -1. And then we are going to mark this particular cell as visited by doing grid of ij equal to 2. And then we are going to go through all the directions, and then we are going to calculate x equal to y equal to this particular x and y coordinates. And then this should be in the range of x should be greater than or equal to 0, and then x should be less than m. And then we are checking the boundary conditions, and then this x and y should be a land which is not visited. And then we are going to do the DFS traversal. So if we see the space complexity for this DFS, where let's say we have all the ones. Now when I have one, I'm going to take this one, and then again this one is going to call this, and then again this, and then again this, and then again this, again, and then we are going to have all the ones which are present. So it is a like stack where we'll have m cross n. So it is going to be m cross n for considering the stack, like a stack for the recursion, and then it will be in the form of stack. So if we come to the time complexity, it is going to be big of m into n. Yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.